It's been a couple weeks. I thought I was going to be able to get um, a transmission out of Sedona, but it was a little challenging to do that. And I think I got a little transmission out of at Cathedral Rock one day. So hopefully you all got to check that out. If not, I can try to post it here. So let's talk about Sedona. That place is just magical in all the right ways. And if you're not ready, all the wrong ways. So I literally was slapped in the face with some remaining, let's call it patterns or programming while I was there. And I wasn't really, I didn't know I'd be going there and addressing some of that. So it was really magical. And I would encourage you that if you're visiting some of these spiritual sites to really go in and go open, and whatever you need to receive from these places will come to you. And so let's talk about what I got slapped with. I was listening to, I don't know if any of you follow Nicholas Ashbaugh, he does his end of month collective reading. And I was kind of thinking about, what am I going to do today? What are we going to talk about? A lot's happened in a week since Sedona. And so there was a part of his collective reading that was talking about new beginnings. And it really just kind of brought me back to my place in Sedona, and where Sedona brought me back to, which was the beginning. And so, and when I say going to the beginning, for me, like childhood beginning. And I thought it was something that I had worked through. And I feel like I continue to work through it just in different ways. And so, I have this theme. So with the new beginnings, I'm going to talk about, it's really important to also right now be stepping into your vulnerability, because that's the most transformative place to be, is to be vulnerable and to be open, right? Because having these patterns come and slap us, you can either go and crawl under a rock and think you have it figured out, or you can face them. And that's that vulnerability piece, where you're really looking deep inside yourself and feeling like, why does this keep coming up? Why is it here? What am I going to learn from it this time? And so this new beginning is about stepping into vulnerability. And I think that's a place that can be really scary for most people, is to step into vulnerability. Because that's where all those belief systems live, right? In vulnerability. And the energy over this last month has been about breaking through belief systems, whether they're your personal belief systems, whether it's societal belief systems, parental belief systems on what kind of parent you should be or shouldn't be, belief systems about race, just kind of any belief system that you're holding on to. This was the month to kind of just take a peek. And so I got a peek. So my peek was about my biggest transformative day was going in and I'm having trouble being vulnerable, but I'm gonna do it. Is feeling unlovable. And so that's just a belief system that I've held on to a really long time. I've always been just really independent, took care of myself, which I understand are trauma patterns, and that's a trauma response. But I didn't really ever have anybody looking out for me or looking out for my best interests. And so I've kind of had to take that all in and be all the things for myself. And so it's hard to not do all the things for myself, because that lends itself to being vulnerable, to put myself out there, to trust that somebody is going to come through on the other side for me. And it's huge. And the flip side of that is that other person is human, and they may or may not rise to that occasion. And what do you do with that when they don't rise? Do you crawl back in your shell? Do you give it a go? Do you reevaluate? And I'll leave that for you if that's resonating with anybody, kind of just where that might be for you. So I really worked through feeling unlovable on just many levels, just with my children, with my partner, with friends, with family. And it was just a massive breakthrough. And from that, I felt really free, and just kind of, not only did I take a look at being unlovable, then I took a look at the belief system that comes with that. And so the belief system is that parents are supposed to love their kids, and kids are supposed to love their parents. And I don't know that that's always true. And I think that's okay. I think for me, because I can only speak about my own experience, that having a parent that was unable to love in a parent-child relationship was very difficult. And so, which created this belief system for myself, right? Because if parents are supposed to love you, that's where we innately find that value of love, is on that first experience. And then we live our life, and then we realize we can be loved by so many other people and in different relationships, and be shown what love is, or care, or trust, or loyalty, or any of those things that go into relationships. So that's what I got smacked with in Sedona, along with like just other experiences. But it is definitely a place that brings any issues that are dormant or that still reside. It really just kind of like jolts you and makes you deal with it. And so I did a lot around that in Sedona, was just my belief systems around love and being loved, and being vulnerable. And that means being vulnerable with the people I care about most. And sometimes that's a challenge for me. So that is where my work is going to continue, is one, using my voice to speak my truths and know that it's okay and not everybody has to agree, and that's fine. And then my heart space is opening, it's expanding. And then just being vulnerable with asking for a hug when I want a hug, and if I want to cuddle, to ask, if I want to, I don't even know what else, like fill in the blanks. But anyway, so that was Sedona. I got smacked. So I hope some of you find that resonant. Some of you find it helpful to look under the hood of your own cars and see what's kind of hiding and lurking there. But overall, it's a beautiful place. I enjoyed my time there. It was very profound for me. So I'm happy that I went and got a little bit of time out for myself. So today we are going to do some light language around releasing any programs that prevent us from being vulnerable, and any belief systems. So as the light language is coming through, I want, if you could close your eyes, take in the light language, but also hear what belief systems come to you, or patterns, or things that are there for you to bring forward to release. And the light language will assist, but you have to be able to identify. Light language isn't a magic wand for clearing energy. You also have to be present and put forth the work. And I think that's the other theme that's coming forward is you have to do the work. You have to be willing to look at yourself. You have to be willing to dig deep. You have to be willing to listen to your spiritual team when they are telling you things that you don't want to hear about yourself. And with that, I mean, when you think that you're going down, skipping, and you're having a great day, and your spirit guides are like, whoa, tiger, you're not really, you got some stuff to work on. Like you're just kind of staying at that superficial level because it's easy. And the real transformative work comes in by deep self-reflection and holding that mirror up to yourself and looking at the mirror when we're faced with others. And I feel like that's a super challenging part, is when you're interacting with somebody and there's discord, looking at the mirror to see what is being shown to you to work through. So we'll do light language around releasing any programming, any belief systems, restructuring our DNA to allow us to be vulnerable, because that is the most transformative place to be, is in vulnerability. And there's a reason why it's hard. So, because it takes work and it's hard work. And so we're going to be doing that today. All right, thank you. Konasato Usikai Nato Kano Shoda so no Takudana Atokusato Kishito Kutana Sukute no Kotana Sakatano Atashuku Dinato Tukishakaron Atata Kutishakana Tatako so Nati Guzada Kuru Surukanana Ushika Atanokai Kono Satakushi Takadana Usukuru Takana Isakuru Shakanata Gozo Kanata Gotato Utkasuti Shikiti Itokonana so Sakana Esuko Kushakana Isoko Diruna Katisakadu Shiki Ino Utakare to Kudono that Isako Uni Ishu Ukatana Kuna Tasso Utene Shi Iku Ushi Kata Esan Ukaita Natishi Ukadana Kushuetane Kusha Dana Aiku Usaki Itana Kushikana Ata Ukinan Ekunu Ushikana Atu Ukana Ashu Ukada E Kusakana Esukana Sukana Shukana de Kutana Uchukati Kutukuta Kunata Sakutu Get to do Shukarana, that is Shukarana, Shutakadana, could it is Shukarana, that could it shoot it, you good enough to Shukarana, that could it is Shukarana, Kadana, shoot it, so good that I go at that Shukarana, that I Kushana, do the so good that I should get it. Good as what I go, they say, oh, the heck, go, get us what, go. That's a Ushikatane, so can I so go to the Shukanata, so that is, so to the case, to look at an coincident issue that is, Kunata as a Okone, Ki to do, so take Kanata as o Kai, Nade go at all, so it didn't need Kujishi. Kotare, so Kanata sa Kata. Kushadana, so Kushukata, so that I said, Sukata, to do, Jishi. Kuta Sakutana, so what it is to go in another Aiku Ushi, Tatana Aku. Kesuru Shukadana is so good to do Kishi, Kushakata, couldn't Sukata. Good that is Sukati, you to get it to catch Shikata, Ushikatana, Ushakata, could it is an Ato, Shukadana, that's Sukata. so don't know so good in a so good in a so good that I so good in a go to the second. Could do so good in a so good in a set that good in a so good at is utana that is quite that I go to the Canada that I took good I to do so good in it so good I so good I so good I so good I that I know so good to what? So to get this sugar and that I could do sugar easy that I also. So that I saw could know so good do sugar that is so good that is so cool. Can he so that is so good that is so hard to do so do so do so do so do so do. So just you could this so good that I saw going in. Could no so that in it so good that so kai that no what I see go. Goes no go it in so goes no o she got another day to set a case to goes the goes to shit should to shoot at another should to sorry could to set another. Goes to do shaky to dana. Katatana so ganana is so ganane eco. So that is going to be our new beginning, to be vulnerable, and we're inviting vulnerability in, and we will continue to work on releasing anything that remains around vulnerability. But hopefully today you were able to call forth any beliefs, systems, any patterns, any memories that you were holding on to that no longer serve you and do not assist you in stepping into your vulnerability, which will transform you into this wonderful, wonderful being of light. And so I've been getting a lot too lately about shedding and shedding skin. And so this is very much shedding and inviting in this new layer of, when I say pink, so they're showing me pink. So inviting in this new layer of pink light, which will surround you and open you up to more love and abundance. And self-respect is the other word that's coming through as well. So I hope you enjoyed. I know this is a little bit long, so I will put the timestamps in. So if you just want the light language, you can have it. If you're interested about my trip to Sedona, you'll have to check out the first part of the transmission. But that's what I have for you too. Thank you so much, all of you, for listening, tuning in. I'm incredibly grateful, and I will catch you next week.